The online community is a garbage can, and it's well known that you can get bullied for anything. Your likes, your dislikes, your art, your music, your content, your takes, and your tastes. It doesn't matter. If you exist in an online space, you will get made fun of for it. The movement of hate mobs and harassing people for simple things online happens so often it's become normalized, and people are rarely able to point out how harmful this is without the hate mob completely drowning them out with the same force they show to the person they're bullying. This is the situation that's happened to JoCat. JoCat is a popular artist and creator, well known and loved in the TTRPG community for his streams and his A Crap Guide to videos where he gives funny tips on things like Monster Hunter, Final Fantasy, and mostly D&D. He also is very popular for his charity donations and contributions to the trans community, and just being an overall positive person who has a channel with over 1 million subscribers. However, Joe recently announced he's leaving content creation because he's been facing harassment and bullying for years and he just can't do it anymore. Besides his funny streams, Joe has also been well known for his 30-second video, I Like Girls, a video that took the internet by storm and never really left. The video was posted 2 years ago and has 11 million views, beating out his next most popular video by nearly 3 mil. And this video is what started the harassment towards JoCat that led to his decision. He explains in a post to his website that he linked in his tweet, saying, quote, "My name is Joe, and I've been making videos on YouTube for 5 years. I've combined a total of about 200 videos and hundreds of hours of content. On October 6, 2020, I did a live stream of the early access release of Baldur's Gate 3, and during a character creation, I did a bit where I briefly sung a gender-bent parody of Lizzo's Boys. It seemed to go over well with my audience and all of my friends. I typically do these kinds of bits for my live streams sometimes. I was also partly inspired by the source of where I first heard Lizzo's song, Hakeem Animation's video. Running the idea by my friends, who are all very encouraging and supportive of me, I decided it would be a fun project to animate the brief stream moment for my YouTube audience who may miss or not be interested in my live streams. And so, on April 2nd of the following year, I finished and uploaded my I Like Girls video, and it got a universally positive response from my audience, my peers, and my partner. About a year later, it seemed to have reached outside its target audience. And ever since then, I have seen and received many assumptions about my character, my history, my beliefs, my relationships, and all of those about my partner, as well as threats of violence against me as well as my family, doxing attempts, and mocking from even people I look up to and respect, all from a single 30-second video out of 200 other ones. End quote. Real quick, I just want to say, based on the backlash and harassment he's describing, you'd assume this video was something offensive in some way. But it's not. It is just a video where he gender swaps Boys by Lizzo like he says, and just says he likes girls. In the video, he's saying he likes girls of all body types. Short, tall, big, small. That's it. If anything, it feels more like body positivity. Continuing on, he says, quote, "Granted, a lot of this has been primarily on Twitter, where I could simply log off and ignore the haters. But no small amount has leaked into other parts of my regular day-to-day that is harder to ignore. Private DMs over Discord and Twitch, suspicious packages being sent to my family, but I've always kept quiet about it because speaking out about it publicly, defending myself, any reaction to it would just encourage more, and be presented as my own fault as well. But if that's the trade-off to doing something like share the things that I'm proud of on the internet, seeing as I'm writing this, it's probably an indicator that I might just not be cut out for it. And the best thing for everyone would be me to stop and pursue something else. Despite being very grateful for what this job has done for me and my family, I am simply not strong enough to keep doing this if it means having to just accept this kind and amount of distress. Perhaps that makes me weak, but I've rarely ever thought otherwise." End quote. Once again, real quick, this part is important because from our outside perspective, this hate was only on Twitter. We'd see this video being reposted and people would call it cringe or brain dead or porn addicted for some reason. People would call the video things like sexist or degenerate when it literally just praises women, but people would just take all these harassment postings word for it. Oh, a random Twitter user says this video is sexist? Okay, got it. And it would just continue the Twitter murder cycle. But then people would go from these Twitter posts and take it a step further, trying to attack Joe in any way they can. Like Joe said, it spread to other social media, Discord, Twitch, even to real life, with suspicious packages being sent to his family. It shows that whenever we see one of these Twitter hate threads, it's not just a simple, oh, Twitter users are bitching again. because the more that grows, the more the harassment and bad faith fallacies spread, and the more people try to spread their reach further to justify their hate. Finishing his post, he says, quote, "I never meant to make anyone upset. I only ever just wanted to make things I was passionate about for fun. I never intended for this one video to really be all that much deeper than just a thing I wanted to do on a whim because I thought it could be fun. I never planned to have YouTube be my job, but people happened to like what I made, so I thought it could be a good idea to make more of it, and use it to pursue projects I've always wanted to make, as well as be the change in YouTube I wanted to see. I was encouraged by the channels I watched growing up, and the wonderful friends that have encouraged me and inspired me to be who I am and make what I want. I still want to make things, but perhaps I should just keep them to myself for the time being. For anyone that cares, I'll still be continuing Heart of Valenthe and the Joe Mega charity, but once those are finished, I will be taking an indefinite break from posting anything online. It's a decision I've considered ever since the first hate wave from about a year ago or so, but I wanted to sit on it and see if the feeling would persist. I now know this is the best choice for me. If you took the time to read this, thank you. I'm sorry for causing so much trouble, and thank you for watching my videos." End quote. This situation is heartbreaking. It's an unproblematic creator having the joy of his passion stomped out relentlessly over years. Too cringe for certain people. They just don't like it. And there seems to be a prominent mindset found online where people will go, "Oh, I don't like this thing. That means this thing is bad. And if it's bad, it's problematic and no one should like it." And JoCat is not the first instance of this happening that we've seen. This has and is still happening to creators. One example being someone who's been kind of getting more support as people are realizing they were in the same pot JoCat has been thrown into, JellyBean. Do you remember JellyBean? Do you remember how much people were hating on them? Maybe you don't know who JellyBean is, because they kind of backed up after they were doxxed for like the second time in early 2022. Their name and face revealed, and they were just a minor. What did they do? Nothing. They were considered cringe. They were too whimsical, too happy, too positive. There were huge harassment campaigns, endless videos being made, all because JellyBean was a happy little dude and it was popular at the time to make fun of JellyBean. Luckily, JellyBean is still doing their thing, and they just came out with a new PNG that looks really cool. Look at the horns. A similar thing has been happening to Bunlith, a trans game dev that has had endless hate trains for sharing opinions and being trans. And it's funny because recently a lot of the hate train posts that people have been making on Bunlith have had a lot of bad people in their replies agreeing with them, and it's making the people harassing Bunlith uncomfortable that these bad people are agreeing with them. And they're like, why can't I just harass and bully this person without bad people joining in? It's a learning moment for these people. They're so close. They're very close to putting two and two together. Maybe they'll do it. I don't know. Bullying and harassment is bad, and it's never innocent. Oh, well, I wasn't telling people to dox them. I was just making my 19th post about how much I hate this person and wish they would disappear. People try to justify this harassment calling it innocent. After all, it's not a crime to like something, it's just my own opinion. Problem. There's a line where something goes from opinion to bullying. Let me explain this in a real world example. Let's say in real life you hate someone named Gigi. You think they're annoying and the way they talk and their voice is awful. Something like that. You would be in your right to just avoid Gigi, not interact with them. That's fine, that's your opinion. But it becomes a problem when you begin to tell other people how much you hate Gigi, and when people question your opinion, you start exaggerating or just making up things to reaffirm your dislike so others will support it. Oh, well actually no, it's not just that I don't like Gigi's voice, it's that they actually said something bad to me in their voice, and that's why I don't like them. And now all of a sudden, there are rumors being spread about Gigi, and people are saying things that aren't fully true, and Gigi is now getting bullied and harassed. Congratulations, you just took your simple opinion and made it Gigi's problem. Your harassment is not you innocently sharing an opinion. This is the same thing that happened to JoCat. He made a cheesy, fun video appreciating all types of women, and people tried to call him porn addicted and sexist. JellyBean was a kid having fun, being a whimsical little creature, and they were doxxed and dragged through the mud. Look, I get not liking something that other people like can make you feel excluded, and maybe make you want to argue your case. But there's a harsh contrast between saying you dislike something to slandering it because you found a group of people who will do it with you. There's a difference between mutually agreeing you don't like something with a group and starting a hate train with a group. In the end, I'm glad that people are actually talking about this now, and it seems like more people are speaking up about how creators are just bullied for being themselves, mostly positive creators at that. It's cringe, who gives a fuck? Best advice I could ever tell you is don't kill the part of you that's cringe, kill the part that cringes, and if someone's got a problem, that's their problem, not yours. Take that with you through the new year. Thanks for watching. Take care, y'all.